Hi everybody, today I'm going to take you through Socrative.com. It's a testing assessment site that is similar to Google Forms, but it does offer a few other things that Google Forms does not. So the first thing you're going to do is go to Socrative.com and you'll get to this home screen, and then teacher login is in the upper right hand corner. At that point you can sign in with your Google like we do here at school, and it will take you right in. So what you can do within here, first off on this dashboard, you see this room number. Socrative assigns you a room number, and that does not change. That is always your room number. You could actually post it on your wall. I've done that so that your kids always know where they can find it. The settings button right here, you can clear your room, change your profile around, do a few of those types of things, but that's just where it's going to be at. It's the familiar wheel like you get in Google. Over here we have manage our quizzes, so that would be the place that you go to create a quiz. You can import some. There's going to be some various file types that might work for and might not. Your My Quizzes is where you're going to see the quizzes that you've made up, and then reports that you can put together for different things. The dashboard is where you go to when you actually are ready to do these things. Okay, I want to start a quiz with my kids, so I would click here. I pick one of my quizzes. Let's say I did this AHS quiz. It's going to give me all of these options. Give them immediate feedback. You could pace it yourself up from the front of the room, etc. These, when you click on them, this will tell you what each one does. So then you can do different things: disabling student names, randomize the question order, etc. That becomes helpful in various other ways that you can do this. For instance, if you were playing a space race game, which I'll talk about in a minute, you might want to disable student names so that you could project the actual thing onto your board but not give up who's doing well and who's not. So within here, back at your dashboard, there's a few other things. You can ask a quick question. Okay, and so I could just ask this of them. Since they're already in your room, you would get instant feedback. So if you went through something and you wanted to just do a quick little check, make sure they're catching on, you could use this. It's very easy. It looks like this. You could ask the question out loud. You'll get live results on your Chromebook. You could project or not. I personally would probably not project their answers unless I turned off the student name feature. True and false, self-explanatory, short answer. Okay, so back here to this, an exit ticket would be very similar. You can give a quick little exit ticket quiz. Your answers would show up there. They give you 3 options for your questions, and then here's what that would look like. Okay. All right, so back to the dashboard. Another feature is Space Race. This is, I kind of thought it was hokey at first, but the kids really like it. You can select your quiz from the drop-down menu here, if it's going to work for me. There we go. And I have all these different things that I can choose from. I get the number of teams. So the downside is it only goes to 20. So if you have a class of 30, that's going to be a problem. So you could have kids partner up to play it, so that if you had a full class, you'd have everybody involved. This gives you what your race features are going to be. The rocket, which is this thing here. You could do a bear. You could do whatever. Okay, so that just simply shows on the screen what it's going to look like. Then you'd hit start, and it would run you through this quiz. Now, if I went all the way back to Socrative, let me see if I can get you a screenshot. I think it's going to be on the very home page. So this is right here is what Space Race would look like. Once you start the quiz, the kids are going to see on their screen your question of the quiz and their answer. But when they look up on the front screen, they're going to have all these different colors. And so they'll know what color team they are. You can tell from this screenshot that they used the rocket, the space rocket ship thing. And you'll see who's in the lead, and they love that. I'm totally shocked that it's that big of a deal, but it really is. So the orange team will be getting upset that they're that far behind. You can also see how there's some slight variations to the colors here. So some of them will show incorrect answers by the change in the color. And you can therefore see what their percentages are and how they're doing, etc. And then as they make it all the way across to the end, that means that they finished the test with not only the quickest, but also with the most levels of accuracy, yada yada. Fun way to review things with them, because they really do get into this whole race thing. It's just kind of bizarre to me, but that's a great way to do it. Now, with the creating your quizzes, okay, if I'm going to create a new quiz, I'm going to name my quiz whatever I wanted to name it, and I can add a question. This lets you do both multiple choice, true, false, and short answer. This sharing a quiz feature right here allows you to give this code out to another teacher, and then you could actually do a common assessment that way. But if I create a question, here's what it would look like in a multiple choice format. I can add pictures here. When I type out my answers, I actually label the correct answer. So if this was not the right answer, this was not, this was not, this was, I label that as my correct answer. I could put an explanation of the question if I wanted to. I can add more to my answer, etc. Now I go to my next question. Maybe I want, whoops, yeah, it's not going to let me, I needed to do that. So here's my question, here are my answers, here's my correct answer. I like that a lot better than forms, because Flubaroo drives me crazy. It's nice to just have it as they're taking it. It's tallying it up right off the bat. So in the end, you can put all these different things that forms doesn't always allow you to do. It gets a little, if you do a lot of vocabulary, it's pretty sweet because you can put pictures of the vocabulary. Quizlet is similar to that if you mess around with Quizlet a little bit. But in the end, well, let me just get out of this. Okay, come on. So in the end, you can then go to My Quizzes. There it is. You can duplicate it, delete it, download, edit some more, whatever you might need to do. But then as you go back to here, once you start the quiz, I could click on here, click on my paste that I want to do, start it, and you'll start to see, since I only had the 2 questions, this would fill up with all your questions. You're going to see your kids' names here. You'll see if they got it correct with a green or incorrect with a red. And it'll calculate things on the go, and it's live. So as you are looking at your presentation computer, wherever that may be, you will see Brian Keller is getting a lot right, or Brian Keller is getting a lot of them wrong, or this question number 2, most of the class seems to be missing. I wonder what's going on there. And you see that live. You don't have to wait until after the fact, like you would with forms and having to use Flubaroo. The other nice feature is it does download a spreadsheet into Drive for grading purposes, that sort of thing. So it's actually a pretty sweet little setup. Personally, I like it a little better than forms. It's about the same speed in terms of putting a quiz together. It keeps them in a nice manageable spot where all you see is all your list of quizzes like this. I don't use it that much, but I probably will over time. So anyways, that's Socrative. I encourage you to play around with it a little bit. It's pretty slick. One of the better assessment tools out there right now. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.